This has got to be like the 5th or 6th orange yellowish shoe that I reviewed this year. This is the Inov-8 Parkclaw G 280, and it fully surprised me. Right out of the box, the shoe felt, as I feared, lacking protection and comfort that I was hoping for. But the more I ran in it, the more that this shoe came alive. For a more reduced and responsive all-terrain offering, the Parkclaw G 280 became a stable and trustworthy beast that worked in tons of conditions and proved its place in my shoe rotation. This shoe has a lower stack of Inov-8's G-Fly midsole atop their heavily marketed graphene outsole, plenty of small 4mm lugs to get the grip that you need when you need it. Really, it's the soft, comfortable upper and unique upper shape that set this shoe apart from other Inov-8 offerings and make it a super comfortable and fun door-to-trail, one-stop shop shoe. This shoe ended up really surprising me, and while it's not without its flaws, I think this is the first Inov-8 shoe that really showed me what Inov-8 fans love about the brand. So we have a lot to cover in today's review. Let's dive in.
Ginger Runner.
What is up, everybody? Ethan Newberry, the Ginger Runner, here for another Ginger Runner review. Today, we're talking about a shoe from Inov-8. It's the Parkclaw G 280. I don't know why I said it like that. This is a spicy shoe. A little picante. Before we dive into the review, of course, I have to point out that these shoes were provided for review by Inov-8. I'm under no obligation to say anything positive or negative about the shoes. I'm not financially compensated for anything that I say in this review. All of the opinions are my own. No one has to approve it. You were the first to see it. So pat yourself on the back, buckle up, buckaroo, and let's dive in. As always, I like to talk about the things I like and dislike. The Parkclaw G 280 is no different. Let's start with the things that I like. Fit and shape. So this is something that I noticed right out of the box. You just look at the shoe and it just looks a bit different than a typical Inov-8. It's not quite as narrow. The toe box has a wider, more squared off edge. It just looks like it was going to fit better on my foot, and I'm happy to report that that is exactly what happened. Those upper materials and that foot shape sort of combined to make it a very good, well-fitting shoe. I didn't have to size up or down. I didn't run into a bunch of vertical volume issues that I've run into in the past with other Inov-8 shoes. It fits exactly how I would hope that it would fit, and it locks down quite well. The shoe stays on my foot. It's just a much more natural fit and shape, and that's a great thing. Balanced grip. So many of you who've watched my reviews in the past know that I have kind of a love-hate relationship with the graphene outsole that Inov-8 uses. They market it as this tough material, the toughest material in the world, or whatever the marketing words that they use. I don't think that's necessarily the case. In this package, though, the outsole and that grip does really well in a variety of conditions. So wet surfaces, dry surfaces, gravel, pavement. The outsole does a great job of giving you the grip when you need it, while that is a combination of both the graphene and the lugs themselves, the shape, the number of them, the depth. It does make this shoe exactly what it is intended to be, and that is an all-terrain shoe, which brings me to my final like. It's an all-terrain shoe. It's finally a shoe from Inov-8 that I feel like I can run some road sections if I need to get to the trail, run those trails, run home, and have it all be in a comfortable package like this. Inov-8's clearly known for their shoe offerings that work well in the fells or deep mud or really wet, sloppy surfaces. Their Trailfly Ultra, also a really big shoe that works in long distances and other sloppy conditions. This does a great job of working kind of in all of those realms. So I want to commend them on that. The Parkclaw, while intended to be an all-terrain shoe, does exactly that. And that deserves a good old thumbs up. You're doing what you're supposed to do, and that's good. That being said, it's not all brand new custom GR hoodies, long sleeve tees, beanies, and pins that you can go get at the dftba.com store right now. There are a couple of things that I dislike about the Parkclaw G 280. Let's get to those. Protection. So it's a minimal stack of G-Fly midsole. That graphene outsole, there's plenty of lugs, but there's just not a lot of protection between you and the ground. So if you're running on really technical terrain, specifically rocky terrain, I did do a couple runs in this shoe on like sharper, craggy, rocky terrain, and it just was not as comfortable as I'd hoped. You're going to feel those things kind of push on through. There's not a rock plate or anything like that in the shoe. It's not necessarily designed to be a super rugged mountain shoe, but I really would like there to be a bit more protection underfoot, especially for those longer efforts out in the mountains where the shoe stack tends to inhibit your ability to run long. So just wish there was a bit more protection, the G-Fly midsole, and the graphene outsole. So while I did mention that the grip in the shoe works well, I think it's in part due to the shape, the depth of the lugs, and the number of them. The graphene itself is this material that Inov-8 really is marketing heavily. I don't necessarily think it's the best rubber in the world. If you get onto one of those surfaces that is inherently slippery, so wet wood, logs, roots, or rocks, the shoe's just going to slide out from underneath you. There are a lot of shoes where that happens. But in a shoe like this, where the material sort of touted as being very, very special, I just prefer Vibram Mega Grip or another Vibram material. So the graphene, not totally sold on it. The G-Fly, also a very dense, very responsive midsole. It's not very forgiving. It's not very comfortable. While this shoe did open up, the more I ran in it, and I truly think that it was fun to run in the shoe, that G-Fly isn't really doing it any favors as far as comfort is concerned. Really, the star of the show for comfort is in this insole. I think it's nice and bouncy and soft and does a great job of adding that comfort to the shoe, where the G-Fly might cut it a little bit short. And finally, price. It's $180. For a couple bucks more, you could step up to the Trailfly Ultra. So the Parkclaw is at a pretty hefty price point for a shoe that is supposed to be an all-in-one. That's supposed to be sort of like a road-friendly shoe, a gravel-friendly shoe, a trail-friendly shoe. It does a great job of that, but it's still a lot of money at $180. But that's it for dislikes. So let's get a bit more specific in our breakdown, where we talk about the 5 major criteria: build quality, comfort, fit, price, and looks, starting with build quality. So Inov-8 does a great job of just building their shoes to last. They do break in, and once they do, they become more comfortable. They come one with your foot. In this case, again, the G-Fly, too responsive. The graphene, I don't know. I'm still not totally sold on it, but the upper is great. So the materials that they're using across the upper, that fit and all that good stuff, I'll talk to you about it in a second. All very, very good. Comfort, it's not the most comfortable shoe. So for longer efforts, anything 10, 15, 20 miles or more, you really have to get used to that more reduced minimal ride. I will say that it got more comfortable the more I ran in it. Once your foot muscles begin to kind of work with the shoe and you understand how the shoe's going to act on different terrain, it opened up and it became a totally different shoe rather than what it was right out of the box. So I encourage you, if you do try it or buy a pair, to put some miles in it. Fit, the shoe fits really good. The foot shape, the upper, the materials, the lacing, it locks down well. The laces are a little short, so you might have a little bit of trouble getting a really good solid lock on there or doubling up the laces. I just will say that the shape and the upper work well. The padded tongue helped this shoe fit well and comfortably. Price, already talked about it, $180. I think that's a pretty high price point to pay for this particular shoe. It's not going to work at all distances, but it will work in a variety of terrains. So that's sort of the give and take. And finally, looks. I have just seen so many orange or yellowish type shoes this season, so there's nothing really standing out about this as being unique or different. And Inov-8's not necessarily known for the most attractive, best looking shoes out there or pushing the design limits. They're very simple. They just want to get you a shoe that's supposed to perform, right? You want you to get it dirty and muddy. They don't necessarily emphasize the overall look. So I'm not going to give them a ton of praise here, only because it is on the simpler end of the spectrum. Bringing us to our conclusion. I like the Parkclaw G280. The name is long, it's a bit cumbersome to say, but the shoe does exactly what it is intended to do, which is get you from your door to a trail across whatever surface you might need to run across in a way that is fun, fast, and slightly comfortable. It gets you from point A to point B in the way that they designed it to do. So while the shoe has its issues, I'm getting nitpicky in this review. And in the end, I had a lot of fun in the Parkclaw G280. And it is a shoe that I will keep in rotation for those days where I'm not going super long. I'm not going at any particular clip. I don't need a lot of speed. I just need a shoe that's going to get me from point A to point B. This might be it. Bringing us to our final criteria. Is the Parkclaw G280 a buy, try, or a wait? I'm going to say it's a try. If you have not run on an Inov-8 shoe, this might be a good sort of entry-level shoe for you. The Trailfly Ultra is a big beast of a shoe. You can go check out my review of that one. I'll call this the gateway Inov-8. The shoe that might get you into the brand, help you understand what they're doing in the shoe department, and maybe sell you on a couple pairs. I had a lot of fun in it, and I think you might as well. All right, that's it for today's review. Those are all my likes and dislikes. I now turn the tables to you. What do you think about the Parkclaw G280? Is it one of those shoes that you're going to think about, put into your rotation? Do you already have a pair? let me know in the comments of this video. If you want more information or if you would like to get a pair for yourself, I have links in the description that will take you to Amazon or to Running Warehouse. If you have any other running gear needs, go use those links. They do help the channel out and they cost you nothing. If you are a GR Crew member, don't forget to use your discount code that you have over there as well. Get some additional discounts on Running Warehouse. It's great. Use it. If you like this video, make sure you like, favorite, and subscribe to this channel. Click the notification bell. Do every single thing that every YouTuber tells you to do at the end of their videos. Honestly, just join the GR Crew. That really is the best place you can support this channel. It is the best community out there. They are going through the same things that you're going through in your running journey. If you just need a community to bounce ideas off of or people to support you in your endurance endeavors, you're just looking for a cool group of people doing really cool things around the world, join the GR Crew. Head on over to patreon.com/thegingerrunner. All tiers get access to our Discord server and all of our group stuff. It's a lot of fun. We do daily live streams. We talk about shoes like this and others. Every shoe on the back wall we probably talked about on our daily live stream at some point. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks all. We hope you're getting out there, training hard, racing harder, and partying the hardest. I know I am. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.